visual.
That's an
And
absolute,
the double cup.
That's an absolutely.
Are we? Okay.
Cool visual. We're going.
Yeah.
No. We gotta talk. And since we are talking about food, let's just go ahead and get it.
I
out.
want to. I know what you're gonna say.
I know what I want to say. Okay, let's just go ahead and talk about it.
Doughbeezy, have you had it?
Oh no, I ain't had it.
You ain't had it yet.
I haven't.
We talking about the Popeye's chicken sandwich. You haven't had it at all.
had it.
But you've had Chick-fil-A though.
I've had Chick-fil-A. I'm a big fan of it too.
The big fan of Chick-fil-A. Have you had Wendy's?
Nah, we don't fuck with Wendy's.
Okay, let's.
Whoa. Are we? Cause is this?
You
overrated?
yeah. Do without will.
Absolutely cuss.
Fuck Wendy's.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say about Wendy's real quick. Wendy's is Chick-fil-A doing more stuff. Like if Wendy's does a better chicken sandwich as a side. Like Wendy's is in the burger wars and they're like, okay, we'll do some chicken. They got more lemonades. They got more teas.
What?
They got chili.
Yeah.
One that is the lemonades are very recent. If we talking about
The lemonades are super recent.
Yeah.
I give you that.
Chick-fil-A, that is not even comparable to a Wendy's.
Okay, but here's my thing about Chick-fil-A, and I feel like people are coming to realize this. Chick-fil-A serves 4 items, and they serve 4 items very well, to the highest level, to the highest quality. But did they really think that they could go up? Like, Popeyes has been serving that sandwich for 2 months.
Yeah.
Quietly. Just
Yeah.
serving sandwiches like Popeyes does. And Chick-fil-A tweeted them, and Popeyes responded, and then Wendy's jumped in, and everybody started. But I was like, do y'all think y'all can do chicken better than? Like, Popeyes is so good, they'll tell you to wait. What other fast food restaurant literally says, hey, you wait 15 minutes for spicy? And people will stand there.
He has a good point.
I honestly think the speed is the thing that takes Chick-fil-A over the top.
Absolutely.
Period. Is like you said, the service, but it's
Absolutely.
just the quality is great and the speed. It could be the longest line in the world.
Yeah.
And niggas gonna hit the hell because they know they're gonna be out in 2 minutes. But if it wasn't, I honestly think niggas will still wait. I think
Well,
that line,
you think so?
Chick-fil-A line is long every day.
The
Monday
Chick-fil-A
through
line
Saturday.
is long, but it
Every day.
does run through quick. I was at a Chick-fil-A one time, and I was doing a triple order for my coworkers, and they brought me my food before I finished ordering. Like, I was like, yo, I haven't even paid you yet on one of the orders, and they were like, oh, it's okay. Like, just we got it. You want a number 1. Let's go. So, yeah.
That's 100, man.
And then you were saying how, like, you know, do they think they're going to beat them? I think Chick-fil-A may have been going on longer than Wendy's, maybe, as far as if we talking about the original
I think
where it was started.
I think Wendy's is pretty recent when it comes to that particular chicken sandwich.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like
Dave was out here slinging burgers.
But
Yeah.
He was definitely serving burgers.
The foundation was chicken.
Oh, yeah, that's all they
yeah,
do.
but even before
That's all
that,
they
the
do.
foundation of Popeyes, I mean, come on, it goes without saying. It's all chicken of all pieces.
Right, you're right.
So that's why I'm like, I feel like, I don't know, it basically.
I really
like,
be hating on. I just don't like how they throw that little black lady up there, man. I
Wait,
really be hating on. I just hate
for Popeyes?
Yeah.
That's also how good Popeyes is.
They
I
could
don't
be
know.
completely
In
racist.
this climate,
and we'll still eat that shit.
In this climate, how can you put that up there and just be like, oh, okay. And everybody was just like, hey, man, that's real weird, dog. Y'all don't have to do. All right. 10-piece spicy.
I mean, golly.
I'm like,
It's just,
Yeah.
I guess Chick-fil-A, they make.
I'm making me hungry. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
do your thing. We talking about food because
we are
Chick-fil-A.
talking about food.
Chick-fil-A does like, I guess, good Caucasian, boom, chicken, and Popeyes makes good, I guess, non-Caucasian chicken, or black chicken, really. Black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Houston down to my socks.
Yeah.
And I do got socks on because I got on J's. I got on Jordan 1s today. The black and white
Classics.
ones. Of course,
Classic.
brother. Of course.
Classic.
The ones that came out in like 07, not the reissue in 2014. Anyway.
Y'all really
Like
be
flicks.
y'all really
Like
be
flicks.
hating on a reissue.
We-
I got the original.
These are not the originals, just it's the different reissue. But you just gotta talk shit. None of it matters. You just gotta talk your shit.
You gotta make it your own.
Yeah,
You're
when
like,
you got
yeah,
it.
yeah, I got that one.
But it is what it is. I mean, we've started a little bit. We literally just met him. But wait, oh, I'm sorry. Let me talk about myself. Once again, I'm Carlton Banks, Carlton with a KBN Triple X. The name flashed. It's flashing again. Whatever.
With the Godfather shirt.
Yeah, the Godfather.
Which one's your favorite one?
And that one's classic too. That
This
looks like that one.
classic one.
You bought that one with the shoes.
That came with the shoes. That's the original Godfather.
That's the original.
Throwback Godfather shirt.
No, this right here is because I am the Fashion Nova Hova.
Yeah.
Whole outfit's from Fashion Nova. Whole entire outfit.
Did that
except for
come
the jeans.
from Fashion
Yes,
Nova?
it did. And my jeans did too. Fashion Nova men's. Yeah.
they
Looking for
gotta
a
be
deal.
cutting the check.
Looking for a
They got to be cutting the
You
check.
are becoming an Instagram girl before my eyes.
I know,
every
bro.
day, dog.
I
Every day.
am such an Instagram
Go ahead,
girl.
go ahead.
You say period. I'm walking out there.
All right, we got our co-host, the man, Jess Devon, one of
Jess
Houston
Devon.
Press's greatest writers of all time, ever of all time, ever of all time.
I don't
ever.
know. I don't know who else writes. I mean, there are plenty of other writers.
You see
for the
that?
Houston Press.
He's
so
modest.
humble.
Yeah.
He's
So
so humble.
humble.
He's
So
caught on.
humble, dog.
He's
It's like, just don't do
Doughbeezy's
that.
caught on.
So
and I
humble.
just said his name once again.
Doughbeezy.
Look, we got Houston aficionado Doughbeezy.
Now look, y'all can't see.
Beast from the Southeast.
What's going
Beast.
down, man? Doughbeezy, Southeast
Come
Beast,
on.
Body Bag Beezy, First Degree Dough, Homicide Unit. We killing everything. What's going down?
At Doughbeezy, what
Killing
did-
everything, killing his food.
Yes,
Doughbeezy,
sir. It
what
don't
did
matter.
What did you come in here to the podcast
look,
with?
Off air, off camera, you know, I gave y'all the story. So for the people who don't know who watching, man, it's real life out here, man. I gotta be daddy, husband, rapper. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I had to pick my little girl up, man. My old lady, she had to work today. You know what I'm saying? So my little girl, she started pre-K last week. You know,
Congrats.
So Fridays I go pick up baby, you know. So I had to go pick her up for 3:30 and be here by 5:30. So I had to go home, cook for her, you know, pick her up, take her home, cook for her, make sure I'm there till when wifey get there so she can take over the shift.
Yeah.
And then I jump in the booth, turn the rapper, come up here. But as I cook for everybody, but then make sure I eat. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
So we had to find a way to, you know, make it happen. So sorry for the ghetto look. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't no ghetto look. This is some boss ass shit.
No problem. No
But,
problem.
man, yeah.
For the
Nigga
listeners,
gotta eat.
Pre-K eating lobster and shrimp?
And I cook this, bro. I don't even cook, man.
Oh, okay,
I gotta
okay.
give a bit.
He don't cook.
You either know or you don't know, man. The lady B Love,
Wow.
the lady B Love who be on YouTube, bro. She be cooking seafood, and she just be smacking for like an hour.
The
Yes,
mukbang, she
The
eats all that.
exactly. That's her right there.
ASMR
So-
stuff.
When my old lady had me watching that shit, I'm like, man, that shit is annoying. What are you watching? I'm looking. I end up watching 20, 30 minutes.
That's what happened to me. I was
That's
dating
how it
this one
works.
girl, and she was like, "Look at it! Look how big that crab leg is! Like that's crazy."
Bring it down. Yeah, so pretty much, you know, watching that, anybody watch that shit, you gonna get hungry immediately. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, babe,
perfect.
we gotta do the ball. So I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. My bad. I'm trying to see what production talking about. But I'm on YouTube researching how to do the seafood boil that she do, because I don't cook. So I'm like, how to do seafood boil? How does she do it? How you make the sauce?
Yeah.
Everything. So that weekend, you know, we went and got the lobster tails, the shrimp. You know what I'm saying? We left the crab. We gonna do crab legs when we ready to bounce up. You know, the big snow crab.
Wow, snow crab.
Yeah, that's next. But you know, I just wanted to keep it light, tested out, and I ended up making the sauce, everything, bro. I'm telling you, I don't cook.
Oh, you
I did
made
it
the
all.
sauce? Wait, you
I
made
made
the
the sauce.
sauce?
This butter right here. I made
okay,
that.
okay.
I made that. You know what I'm saying? Garlic, all that, lemon, pepper, everything all in here, man. Y'all can go and get y'all some
All right,
shrimp
well,
too and tell the people how to
we
take it.
actually going to
A
give
true
him
Renaissance
chance.
man.
Actually, he literally is handing me a shrimp right now. We
I
gonna
wash my hands too, y'all. I promise, man.
We're going to give him a chance and give us a chance to eat a little bit of this, taste this out.
Test that butter. That's that Beezy butter right there.
Let's
Try that Beezy butter. See what it's talking about.
play June 27th while we try this that June 27th freestyle.
So H
While we
time.
try this Beezy butter.
So H time. What? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't be scared. Go on get that thing wet, man. Go on get that thing wet. Yeah. They sterilize the mic every time I speak because my shit so sick I need a doctor's note. My flow more dope than a block of coke. I make a nigga think that I'm snorting lines. I'm in a slash song watch. I'm rock the boat and my 84's poking like a porcupine. I had a nigga tell me I should slow it down, but I ain't rapping too fast. You just listen slow. If you don't fuck with me, then you can kiss my ass like my back belt buckle got a mistletoe. They ask around the city who next to blow. The man write shit like Mystico and don't need man. Hold up, baby, man.
Wow.
That's that old school.
He's the
right
man
there,
right here, like Mystical.
Yeah, I
Okay.
fucked up on the video, so they ain't hear that the last little faux bar. You know what I'm saying? Last faux bar.
And yeah, just to clarify too. Yeah, that's okay. That's shrimp and that sauce. All right.
It's Gucci.
All right.
Don't lie for the camera.
I'm
Let
not
me know
lying.
if I gotta work on
That's
them.
good.
I'm not lying for the camera. I just don't want to be fat because I'm finna, boy, I want to come over there and just, yeah.
First off, he's already becoming one of the best guests because no guest has ever brought us anything.
Hey,
No,
man,
Food,
not at all.
Not food. Not food.
We busting
No.
it down,
You gotta
man.
call out Todd. Todd ain't bring us nothing. Todd cooks and he brought us nothing.
Does he?
He does
Somebody
something-
who want the bigger or the
absolutely.
smaller?
I'll take
I'll take
the
whichever
smaller.
one.
I'll take the smaller one.
This one.
All right.
There you go. Get that special,
I do.
that special Beezy butter sauce, man. Don't play with it.
If you are looking at this on YouTube, you know what's going on. If you listening to this, we just eating potatoes and shrimp.
We are. There's some bullshit with one of Houston's best rappers, period. So,
Well, let's talk about Houston and rap. Let's go back. Like, where are you from?
I'm originally born in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, so you born in Cleveland, Ohio. Like, what brings you down here? What age do you get down to the city? Is he trying to get
Okay, hold on. Let me quit
No,
bullshitting.
go ahead.
So look,
Cleveland is the city
We'll
where
say
he
that
comes
piece
from,
later.
so run.
So look, people are when they do find out, they be like, man, how do you rep Texas and you was born in Cleveland and how you got a song? I'm from Texas. So I was originally born in Ohio, but at 7, my parents had split up. So we moved from Cleveland to Columbus. So from Columbus, we moved to Houston when I was 12. We was down in Webster, but as I started to grow up, mama had 3 jobs, so I was the only child. I didn't really have, so I wouldn't say the streets, you know what I'm saying, because it ain't the hood out there, but it also ain't where the part that I was at ain't the high class suburbs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Middle class, everybody getting it how they getting it, you know what I'm saying? So I started gravitating towards, the people that look like me, people that act like me, you know what I'm saying? And as I was growing up, I started meeting other people's cousins, start learning the land, my territory, and once I start actually getting in the streets, I was always up and down 45 every day. From my exit was El Dorado, but I was always going up. The furthest I would go down north 45 would be like Scarsdale, Edgebrook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
But then on the other end going south, we would always run to Dickinson, Texas City, Lamar, Galveston. You know what I'm saying? So when I be like Doughbeezy, Southeast Beast, I'm talking about the whole southeast side from Scarsdale, Edgebrook, El Dorado down to Webster,
that's
even
all of
Clear
it.
Lake, from the burbs, everything. I'm talking
Yeah.
about that whole side because when I was coming up, I didn't know anything else but that, and I felt like shit. That was when Trey and them was coming up, the ABN, Southwest, all of y'all you heard was West. So I'm
Yeah.
like, shit, I want to hold it down for this side of town. You know what I'm saying? So excuse me, as I started getting older, and then getting a little further out in the city and just actually learning the city. I started rapping. I had started rapping. I don't know if y'all want to get into that later on how I started rapping or whatever. But
we
once I started rapping, man, my manager that hit me was like, man, I just looked at this magazine called Houston Press, and it's this paper called Houston Press, and there's a guy that won Rapper of the Year named Fat Tony. And I'm like, man, I have never heard of that guy. First, I've never heard of him. And 2, how are niggas getting awards in the city? You feel what I'm saying? Because on my side of town, I'm killing. So I started doing my research. I figured out it was a whole H-Town circuit going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Propane, D-Lo,
Yeah.
Escabel, Dante Higgins. It was just a whole like circuit kind of building. You know what I'm saying? So I started entering little contests that they was in and just certain events and expanding my brand and. We here today, but just as far as to answer the question where I'm from, man, I'm from 45 South. I rep the Southeast, but when I say Southeast, I'm talking about all the way from Scarsdale, Edgebrook, El Dorado, Webster, all the way down to the land, even outside of the Southeast. I'm talking about 45 South, all the way down to the land, the G County as well.
Damn, is he not repping? Who better? Golly.
And I gave a backstory as far as like, you know, being in Ohio with Cleveland, Columbus, because I've never really just been able to plant my feet in no soil and just call it home. I've been in Ohio for 12 years. Out of that 12 years, I was in one city for 7, the next city for 5. Yeah. I've been in Houston for 20 years. You feel? No. I'm sorry. I've been in Houston for 21 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The same area, if not a couple exits up on the other side of the Beltway. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely home.
That's the answer to the question of why I rep Texas so hard. You know what I'm saying? I feel like feel like the city adopted me. So shit, you know, I'm repping for the family.
Plus, I'm usually like when people are saying like where they from, like that stuff don't really count until you like middle school age. 10, 11, 12, 13.
Bro, my last interview, I said, man, I think where you
like,
from is where you went to middle school.
Exactly. Because they're like, oh, you was repping when you was 5? Right. Like, what was you doing? You couldn't go outside. You couldn't do nothing.
And let's say I pop and be the biggest star, and I'm like, yeah, nigga, I rep Cleveland. Niggas, I'm like, nigga, where you from? Where you was at?
You're like, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about this.
But so you asked me the same question here. I'm gonna be able to tell you everything. You know, I'm gonna tell you. I can tell you about the history before I got here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this home.
So what got you into rapping? Like you said, we definitely want to go back. We like to talk to everybody about what really got you into rapping just in the first place.
So pretty much in high school, you know, when I was in high school, it was right, you know, everybody freestyle at the lunch table, and you know, so when everybody was doing that right around this time is right when like on the Windows computers you can burn a CD. So you would download the instrumental from Kazaa, a Napster. You know what I'm saying? I know them names ring bells. Goddamn,
what year was this? 99?
Hair Records was started in 99, but I got to high school in 2000, I think. 2000, 2001. I was supposed to graduate 2004, but I didn't make it. So, long story short, we used to freestyle and shit. So everybody would come to the school with their little CDs. Yeah, you know, you can make your little album cover, get you some Slim Jewels, nigga. You killing. Yeah. So everybody like, man, when you gonna drop your tape? I'm like, man, I ain't dropping no tape. I'm just out here freestyling. You know, I ain't fucking with it like that. So once I had ended up getting kicked out, I was hearing that, you know, it was a nigga still in school kind of, you know, talking down or whatever. So I was like, man, I want to make a diss song. So I went to my partner crib, who I know, the only nigga in that area who his mom bought him like the mic, the recording shit, everything. Okay. So I'm like, man, I'm going over there. I'm pulling up. Go over there, record. I'm talking about I write the verse, everything, and when I record it and they playing it back in the headphones, my nigga, I was like, I just hearing my voice, I was like, at that moment, I was like, this is what I want to do forever. You know what I'm saying? So I just started freestyling everywhere I was at. You know what I'm saying? Whataburger, I had like back on my side, I had like little videos before viral was viral. When shit was like, nigga, you gotta see this, you gotta see this. Yeah. It was like my little Whataburger freestyle parking lot, freestyle in the parking lot, or my freestyle in the parking lot at like Bikini Beach, things like that.
Damn, so Bikini Beach.
I'm telling you, man, hey, it's for real. So
you're a true Southeast beast.
Yes, sir. So you know, that I was making a little noise on that side doing that, and then like I said, I started catching wind. Like there was a whole H-Town circuit going on right now. Niggas winning awards. And it's funny, just full circle sitting here with you, you know, you write for Houston Press. Yeah. And that was the thing that kind of tipped me off. Like, damn, niggas is getting awards out here. And at that time, I felt like, and still to this day, but at that time, I felt like couldn't nobody fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I'm like, can't nobody fuck with me. So let me go show my talents over here where it's going down. And then the rest was history, man.
Now, who was you listening to coming? I mean, we're talking about we're in Houston, we're in Texas.
Right.
Houston, Texas was kind of known for a while, just coming up, for having a slower sound.
Right.
Even in terms of a slower freestyle. You have a very rapid fire, staccato, heavily lyrical freestyle.
Everybody say it's my origins from being on the eat, from coming from Cleveland. Bone Thug and Home, and that's what everybody say. But I can't answer that because all up until 14, 15 years old, I never even wanted to rap. Even freestyling, like I've always been like a very animated person. Like my character is just animated. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
We can tell.
I like to make people laugh. I'm a people person. I talk to you even if I don't know you. I have a 5-10 minute conversation with you just from saying hello. So you know, when niggas was freestyling, that was kind of my thing. Like, shit, I'm making people laugh. I'm talking about niggas, but I'm not taking it serious as these niggas coming to school with CDs. You feel what I'm saying? So, I don't want to get off track. What was the question pretty much?
So it was that rapid fire.
Oh yeah, the rapid fire. Flow. So, you know, as far as who I listen to, like, there was no one artist type of influence, you know what I'm saying? Just before I even wanted to rap, when I was listening to music, what I liked was No Limit and Cash Money. First, before Cash Money was No Limit. Like when I remember even in Ohio, the thing for me was getting that cover, nigga, and seeing that live ass album cover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the best
nigga,
ones.
Mama, I need that No Limit chain. Let's go to the middle of the mall. I need that gold No Limit chain. I'm talking about I had camo pants, everything.
Yeah.
I love the movement. That's what I like. I like the group thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what attracted me. Then Cash Money came and they brought the diamonds and the money. I'm like, oh Lord, it's going down.
Yep. Yeah.
I like that. That's what I want to be like. And this is before even wanting to rap. So once I moved to Houston, I had my first friend, his name was Russell, Mexican kid. He had an older brother. We used to always go to his apartment, his brother be in his room, you know, pine, and we too young, we just smell it, you know what I'm saying? But he will always have Screw playing loud as hell. And I'm like, man, what the fuck is that? And I go home back in the day, you know, before Mad Hatter, what's bro name? They used to be on the radio station.
Before Mad Hatter?
Before Mad Hatter, or not before, but around that time, man. Well, anyway, they would always be playing Houston music. So shit, at night they playing Screwed and Chopped. So I'm like, man, what is this, bro? This is trash. Like I don't like. It's too slow for me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, again, that being my best friend and me being over there every day, just after a while, it's like, man, that shit jamming, you know what I'm saying? So that shit grew on me. But I say all that to say, that was another movement. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't just Screw, it was a movement. So, you know, I guess that was my influence. And once I started to rap, I was like, man, that's what I want. That's why we came with Head Records. Like I want to move like a unit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's really what inspired me as far as once I did start wanting to rap. That's how I kind of. That's what inspired me as far as the groups, you know, SUC, Swisher House, Rec Shop, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what inspired me kind of.
That makes perfect sense. Even with that though, you led to a bit of your company, Head Records.
Right.
Please explain more so.
So Head pretty much Head Records was started in 1999 in the highways at Clearbrook, in the locker rooms. I'm sorry, not the highways, in the locker rooms with my manager now. He my best friend A. Hughes. Before I got to high school, they was on the football team and they had a thing called Head Records. And my nigga Al, he's so fucking smart, nigga, like a computer genius. In high school, before MySpace, this nigga created a website to where you can create a profile and you can chat on there and you can leave messages on people's profile.
Okay.
So once they had the Head Records thing, he had the banner, Head Records, everything, and he went and got some shirts printed. So, you know, everybody in the school screaming Head Records from the football players. Now we wearing shirts. So when I was a freshman, my best friend was real close with Al. He was like, man, I want to introduce you with Whoop. We ended up linking. And when I was like, I'm gonna start rapping, I'm like, man, I want to rap Head Records. I want to be the rapper. Like y'all do the football shit, but I want to be the rapper.
Okay.
And shit, and we just kept it going from there. Once shit started bubbling, I'm like, man, this shit getting for real. So I was like, man, shit, instead of me, you know, getting famous or whatever, starting my own thing, I'm like, let's take this Head Record shit serious. Let's bust this whole down 50-50, make it a real company, brand, multimedia organization, and you know, kill it. You know what I'm saying? So we agreed to that, and we just started mashing super hard with the music, and that's how Head Records, you know, became the unit. You know, we started fucking with other artists down the line. Once, you know, we start getting our buzz at like Kickback, going to the north side, end up meeting Cab and K-Dog. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with them, but
they doing
that
Cab was
thing
here last week. K-Dog was our third, fourth interview.
How that even happened, you know, I was hearing about an event, SF2 on Sundays, and I just couldn't get out there for like the first 3 weeks.
Once again.
Big shout out to Reese and Susie, man. I
SF2.
kept hearing.
I think we got video. Let's look at the SF2 video because we got that.
Perfect. Said, well, man, it's live. Baby.
Tell your friends.
Yes, sir. I had hell.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say it, but when we looked at it, I thought the same thing.
He has hair. Facts.
There goes Cab right there.
My motherfucking brother.
That was that Yellow Wolf show. That's the one where he used to do it all the time, but he drunk the bottle. Yeah, I was there that night. I want to tell you too.
That was a big night of my life, man.
Yeah.
very big night of my life in my career, man. That was the first show I ever did, like at a big venue. And that was when Score More shows, they still popping. They the biggest promoters in the southern region.
Yeah, I remember you opening. It was dope. It was
at that time,
the first time I heard of you.
At that time, niggas either had to pay to perform, or I can't even say pay to perform. You had to sell a certain amount of tickets, and then it was 3 artists. All 3 artists sold a certain amount. Whoever sold the most get put on the show. No money. The other 2, not even on the show, but the tickets still sold.
Damn.
So when I was making my buzz, and they had a little promoter, like the founder, big shout out to Sasha. He's from Austin, but he had promoters in every city. So the Houston promoter, Mike Meads, would always be like, Doughbeezy, let's get you on the show. Let's get you on the show.
Sense, yeah.
So I'm like, bro, I'm not doing it for those terms. I'm like, my nigga, I'm doing my own shows, putting shows together. I got 150 people, you know what I'm saying, pulling up. So I'm like, if I even bring half of that, like, y'all gonna have to either pay me or like shit, I'm gonna get a percentage of the tickets. You know what I'm saying? Something. It was really more so principle. It didn't even matter if it was $1 at the time, but it was more so principle, and I just kept standing on that every time he came. So that Yellow Wolf show was coming. He was like, Doughbeezy, I think this the one. Like Yellow Wolf known for rapping. He got the it's not a hood crowd and shit. From where I was making my buzz on my side of town, the people are so diverse.
Yeah.
Like, I had whites, Mexicans, blacks, everything before people even start knowing me in the city, in the inner city. So whenever I would do a shows, they'd see all these different races and be like, God damn, this young nigga doing it. So when Yellow Wolf came, he was like, man, this your perfect crowd. You need to win them over. So I'm like, bet, I'm down to do it, but let's work out anything. If I sell the tickets for $10, I need $2 or $3 from it.
Makes sense.
So he was like, cool, let me holler at Sasha. Whoop, whoop. They agreed. And I said I'd even do it like this. If I bring at least 60 people, then we agree to them terms, and then I'll bring even more. If I bring anything less, you can keep all the tickets and I'll perform for free. That night we brought 90 people to that beach.
You had
know what
to,
I'm saying?
because it was packed.
Exactly. And
was packed.
It's only a 500 or 550
I remember
venue.
that
So
room. Yeah.
if you do the percentage of 90 from 500, that's a big piece of that
Yes.
room. So when I jump on stage and I'm rapping, I'm singing word for word, nigga, I couldn't even go to the back room, bro. I had to get dressed in the restroom, nigga, in the front restroom at Warehouse
understand.
Live, bro.
It was
I swear to
packed.
God, my nigga, I had to get dressed. They wouldn't even let me backstage to walk behind to get on stage to perform. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah. So bring all the people. I step on stage, people sing my shit word for word, nigga. I remember just in the middle of my set, I see the door open and Sasha look like, oh, who is this nigga? Crash that hoe. I step off stage, nigga. I'm trying to walk through the crowd. They like, nah, come back here. I'm like, oh, I'm backstage now. So from then, I impressed Sasha. We built a good relationship, man. He took me on tour. He was the first nigga to believe in me as far as outside of other rappers, you know what I'm saying? And put me on tours. I was doing it big, you know what I'm saying? At that
Clarify
time.
who Sasha is, please.
Sasha, owner of Scoremore.
Okay.
Yeah. Big shout out to Sasha and Claire. I'm not sure if Claire's still rocking with Scoremore or not, but those two was the ones who started and founded it, man. They showed me big love early in my career, which got me here today, you know what I'm saying?
So when you're looking at your past history, like starting off in high school, setting up the head records, then going forward, it appears like confidently you just kind of like, yo, I'm gonna be a rapper. Like this is what I'm like. I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm definitely gonna be selling music. Y'all definitely gonna buy it because you're setting up early on in high school. This is my manager,
and not
this
even
is my
realizing
business partner. This is the stuff that I'm doing. Like I'm setting up websites. I'm setting this up. Before you have all this stuff before you're saying, oh, then things started moving.
Exactly, and that's what put me one step ahead of niggas right there. Is that I'm glad you caught on to that. So the whole purpose of me telling you about Al creating that website and us selling the shirts, when we finally did start making the name in the city and going to SF2 and doing shit like that, our presentation was way ahead of everybody. At that time, niggas wasn't even trying to hear no up and coming artists, bro. No. Like, now I say this on y'all show. I ain't never said it. Nigga, I feel like me, D-Lo, Propane, Les, I don't want to forget Beat King. I feel like, nigga, we kicked the doors open for new niggas, bro.
Absolutely.
Because before us, nigga, there were no new niggas making no noise. They wouldn't even allow it. They wouldn't even let niggas on the radio. And Kirko was the first big nigga. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And Marcus Manchild and Escabel.
Damn,
at the top of
Marcus
my head, I
Manchild.
can't even think of just off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a couple more, but those names I name, I feel like those names kicked open the doors for a lot of young artists to be able to move the way they move today. Because before then, if it wasn't Swisher House or SUC, they was not trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
We've talked about too. It's like that 2010 kind of middle class that comes before SUC, Swisher House, and then it's just this middle class where we said like. Dante Higgins, Rob Gillette,
Rob Gillette, Show Lewis, all the names, those names as well is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
It's just only reason I mention those other names because they just
exactly.
You know,
exactly.
We knew what
I can't
you meant.
sugarcoat it, but
no, go down. But there is a thing.
All those people played a part in and shit
Absolutely.
happening right now. Niggas wasn't going to no radio stations. Niggas wasn't doing car shows. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So. Nigga don't need no acknowledgement or nothing like that. It's just as we talking, that shit is just crazy to me because I'm remembering. I'm like, there was nothing, so we kind of literally had to kick the doors in ourselves.
So to be honest, I saw mostly it was you and Propane.
Yes, sir.
You and Propane were like, boom, 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 boom.
That's all they kept. It was like who they kept comparing Pro and Dope. Which way you like? Pro and Dope.
That's what it was.
And then when we got together and did music, it was like, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So when all that's going down, like, what's keeping you going? What's keeping you going? What's keeping you going, and what's keeping you in Houston? Because I know the talk at the time, and the talk for a lot of Houston artists is, why stay? Why don't you go to Atlanta? Why don't you go to L.A.? Why don't you go to New York?
Yeah.
Houston can't do it. And then we had a lot of artists that just stayed. And it's like, nah, I'm
that's
do
what
it.
fucked us up. See, when during my little era, when I was at my peak at that time, in my prime, I guess I would say, I prided myself on being from here and wanting to make it from here. Like I'm like, man, nigga, I ain't going to Atlanta. I ain't woo woo woo. Nigga, Pimp was talking that shit. I'm like, nigga, I am not doing that. And I really shot myself in the foot because still to this day, when people be like, well, why you think you ain't where you supposed to be? It ain't because the city don't show love. It ain't because politics and the radio, all these excuses that all these niggas have. It ain't none of that shit. It's the fact that I didn't put out music consistently enough when I was buzzing, and I didn't get my ass the fuck up out of here other than when I was doing Texas tours.
Gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
Acknowledgement.
It's all on me.
Wow.
I shot myself in the foot with that pride of I'm from here and I'm gonna make it from here. But what I should have been doing is the seeds that I planted and watered here, once them bitches became trees, I needed to go plant seeds in these other markets. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like I have to convince the people of the music of my talent. You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists, they gotta put on a show, a facade. They gotta make it up. They gotta do so much to when they present it that it's like, oh, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could jump up out the bed and that raw talent is gonna get people's attention. So it ain't the music that a nigga lacking. It's the fact of people not being aware. You feel what I'm saying?
So what are you doing now to change it?
Shit. Just trying to move around more. As of right now, I know that I it's something I still lack as far as moving out more. I haven't physically left more, but where I think I can make up for that I haven't been doing, that I am gonna start doing, is utilizing that Instagram. A lot of people,
man.
A lot of people, and not just Instagram, but social media. Period. A lot of people downplay it and say, "But my nigga, like all day, every day, that's what people are on." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
We used for a couple years ago, like the big thing was to try to get on MTV or BET.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But why now? Because ain't nobody. When the last time you watched BET?
Bruh.
When last time you watched MTV?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? When the last time you watched TV for over 30 minutes?
Oh my goodness. I don't even watch
When
TV.
the last time you picked your phone up and got on Instagram?
Just 2
Just
seconds
now.
ago.
And before that?
Literally just now.
Bro got his phone right now.
I know.
So
Absolutely.
if that's all,
Absolutely.
if that's where everybody's attention at, that's where I can not manipulate, but control. I have control of the content, and I have more control of the viewer and the perception of everything. I have the most control. Artists have the most control now than they've ever had. And that's why
absolutely.
niggas is blowing and popping like
It's not,
they are now.
it's not
MTV's
just that.
in your phone.
It's also media.
Right.
Like, when it really comes down to it, I keep telling people, like, there's no way. In 2010, we can't start the show. In 2010, we don't get an interview with Doughbeezy. in 2010. Like, these are things that don't happen, but now it's like, yo, you can literally, if you put in the work, you can set the stuff up, get the cameras, get
Crazy
the stuff
thing
together.
is you ain't
Putting
in the work is just gonna be what take you further. You ain't even gotta put in the work. I just seen the nigga in his work truck, bro, make a beat and Meek fly this nigga out the next day.
He sure
you feel what I'm
did.
saying?
That
Like,
beat was fire as
did.
hell.
That was a
though.
nice
Fire.
beat.
That beat
That was a nice
fire.
beat.
Yeah.
It's just
That was a
it's
nice
the
beat.
and like I said,
It
it's
looked
the talent.
interesting.
He
Yeah.
didn't have to paint it up and make it all pretty. Nigga was probably on lunch, nigga, and
But that
cut the
beat was-
camera on.
oh my
His talent
gosh.
talk for him, and it
Yeah.
spread it to the masses,
Yeah.
and it caught wind. And I guarantee that man life has changed every day off of simple posts, bro.
That's it, man. I want to see you do a whole lot more posts because you're funny as hell. Period.
Appreciate
and
it.
True,
you know,
true.
shameless promotion. If you want, you know, somebody all in your video,
You know what I'm saying?
I would want to, you know,
Join Hair Records
just,
Worldwide.
there
Baby.
you go.
Now, what
That's
about
it.
other things? Like, what about your work with like Manny Fresh?
Wow, how the fuck did you
Because
know
we
that?
look
Yeah,
up,
my
we look
boys,
up,
man.
we look
Come
up
on,
stuff.
man.
Wow,
We
how
look, you
the
know what?
fuck
You know
did
what? You know
that?
what? Let's just play some TMI.
TMI boys,
Oh, my
man.
Play the
Lord.
TMI boys
Because he's
video.
fresh.
But started.
Bro, how did
We're gonna start it
man.
in the middle of the video because
Shout out my nigga Saeed, bro.
we're just gonna start in the middle. What is the TMI boys?
It's the boom. Time.
Wow, dog, my nigga Dudella, BC, dog.
Yeah.
XO, Husky, up back. What's up, baby? Man, that's crazy, bro. My nigga Dudella, bro. Man, hold on, bro. My nigga's gonna trip.
Mr.
We gonna let it play.
Boomtown
We gonna let it
directed
play for a
too.
while.
Man.
Dude. Yeah, bitch, and he still got money.
Wow.
That is no prop money. That's all his shit. Hold up, baby. Yeah. Man, y'all gonna trip when I tell this story. Hell, goddamn.
All right,
TV Johnny,
TV
like,
So what's the story behind
so
this?
2010.
What's the TMI boys, and then what's the story you had to tell us?
So before I made my way up 45 North, you know what I'm saying, when I was telling you about, you know, I started finding out about the city beforehand, we used to go south. And like I said, we would be fucking around Lamarck, Texas City. So, man, there was a dude named BC making a lot of noise from Lamarck, you know what I'm saying? He was a producer, but he rapped, but he was more so of a producer. He was a nigga like making songs for Plies when Plies was popping, you know, all the SUC legends before everybody was like they legends. They was still in their prime. He was making beats for these niggas. So it's like, man, this nigga from down this way, he popping. So he came across somebody who wanted to invest, you know what I'm saying, and do a joint venture with him and called the TMI boys pretty much.
Okay.
So a couple X's up, there's a young nigga named Doughbeezy making some noise, you know what I'm saying? So him, BC, and my DJ at now, EXO, would throw these high school parties, bro, and they would just be bananas. I'm talking about bananas. And you know, we used to just go out there, so I chopped it up with them. I was like, yeah, we finna whoop, 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 man. Let me get your number. We exchanged numbers. They called me to come down there. So long story short, it was like, yeah, you down. We finna do this. We finna do it big. We end up going to the investor house. I'm talking about cars, everything. You know, big shout out to Lil C, man. A lot of people in the street still know Lil C right now. He doing the luxury rides. Anyway, so yeah, fast forward, we doing our thing. We doing clubs. We had connections. My nigga shutting that bitch down.
Damn, connections.
My nigga took us to Miami for spring break. Brought the whole team chains. I'm talking about, bro, this 2006, 5. Like niggas ain't buying chains and doing that type of
Exactly.
shit
It's
like
the
that.
realest thing,
bro.
right
We
now.
real jewelry, everything. So it's looking lovely. They like, man, yeah, we finna blow. We got the we right here. We finna go to the studio with Manny Fresh. I'm like, oh nigga, y'all lying. Remember I told you, cash money. For me,
yeah,
I'm like, nigga,
yeah.
I had to know them and tank everything.
Exactly.
We finna go Manny. So we go in that bitch. I crashed the verse, nigga. And at that time, I'd be like, yes, sir. My ad lib then was, hey. I would always be like, hey. So, you know, I did my ad libs. We crashed the song. Right after we go to the studio, you know, a couple weeks later, maybe a week or two, whatever. It was like, yeah, okay, now we need to sign the contracts. You know what I'm saying? So, TMI boys was from everywhere. Like, I was from a couple X's up. My partner Young, who even taught me how to rap, they went and grabbed him because he was a producer and he rapped. And he the one who taught me. He had the fast-paced rap super hard. They got some niggas from Texas City, Lamarck, woo-woo. So they're like, we gonna sign the contracts. Now, out of everybody, me and my partner Young, the nigga that taught me how to rap, we the only niggas who had an ass cap, outside of BC. We had an ass cap. We had all that. So when we heard contracts, we like, all right, bet. We finna take them to the lawyers. Woo, woo, woo. I'm talking about next day. Everybody had their contracts in. No lawyers, nothing. So we like, well, shit, we waiting to hear back from the lawyer.
Yeah,
You give a contract to a lawyer, he gonna take a week. They got their shit the next day. So during that week, what a contract. We still waiting. We get the contract back. The contract turned from white and black to looking like the yellow pages. Nigga,
Damn.
everything highlighted. The lawyer was like, you don't want in your contract. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, okay.
So we finally get the contracts back, and now we got to say, hey, can we negotiate?
Yeah,
Mind you, we 17 years old.
Yeah.
The investor got his bread. He really got his star child with BC. The other niggas is just to complete the label.
Yeah.
So he like, man, y'all think we trying to fuck you? Oh, you know what? Don't even worry about it.
That's why you ain't.
We gonna be TMI. Y'all just do y'all own thing. I'm talking about, nigga. I'm dream shattered, man.
Wow.
Bro, I'm talking about 2-3 weeks later, bro. This MySpace era, nigga. There's no other social media. It's just MySpace. I get on MySpace. I see niggas shooting a video. 2 weeks after that bitch on MTV Jams. And I'm listening, and all I hear in the background is, hey, and the hook. They left my damn ad-libs on that bitch. So imagine you, every time I'm listening to that shit, seeing niggas, they pushing the single, these niggas going outside the city performing, I'm like, that could be me, bro.
So you was TMI, but you wasn't really TMI.
No, I was TMI, but when them contracts came there was no more TMI.
Yeah.
But here's
I
my other
understand.
thing, though. You 17 years old, you got ASCAP and a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Like, this has always been straight business for you. Like, that's not something you necessarily hear of, where it's like a 17-year-old is bold enough to be like, hey,
bold.
man, let me run this past my lawyer real quick.
But the funny thing is, like I keep saying, it was self-conscious. I'm not even realizing that that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It just common sense to me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, it's like,
that is common sense.
It is common
but you know,
sense.
some people would just get caught up in the glitz. Like, it's like, hey, man, like,
I mean, Manny Fresh.
Manny Fresh is
I'd have
here.
been caught up in
Almost.
There's a plane here.
Do you know,
let's go.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
nigga, do you know
there's
how I feel
girls.
looking up and seeing that shit on TV, everything, and hearing, hey, nigga,
Yeah.
I can't wait to run back to a nigga to tell him, just take the contract. I'm good.
Yeah,
I sign.
yeah.
Where you want me to sign, nigga?
Yeah.
I sign my life away right now. Fuck
For
it.
real.
But
At
you
that
remember,
time.
like, even on the Twitter days where they were kind of early on at the beginning of his career, when they were making fun of Currency for not signing, and they was like, "Oh, the plane taking off without you." Currency left, and he was like, "Okay," and just kept working, and now it's a completely different
That
situation.
shit turned into a monster.
He outlived the tank. And, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I said
Like,
Currency has been
Cash money
associated with
and
Cash
no
Money
limit.
and No Limit.
He's like the
And
only
he's
one.
literally like, "Hey, man, look,
I'm just out here.
And he
I'm
just,
not gonna sign that."
just dropped something. What? Today?
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
I think he did just sign something today.
He dropped something today.
Bitch, shout out Currency, man.
Okay, so TMI boys, that doesn't work out, but you do eventually have this hit that blows up. I'm from Texas. All right, so I'm from Texas. Let's play a little bit of I'm from Texas.
My biggest song to date, man.
Biggest song.
Texas, nigga.
We represent for every hood. Is there a Wi-Fi? Is there Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi. It's good. I'm gonna just go. It's cool.
Right. So, what's it like when you finally like? At what point are you starting to? Usually, it would be like, okay, what point do you feel like this is starting to blow? Like, you starting to feel like you blow up, but it really feels like it's just been this forward momentum in your career. At what point are you feeling like, all right, this is working? Like now, I'm starting to see this is starting to become something for real.
Kickback Sundays, man.
Kickback Sundays.
Because right around that time, I'm telling you, it's like, remember I told you I started making my way in the city. So I start entering them events where Propane and Escabel, D-Lo, all them people was at. Yeah. So once I went to the first event, seeing how it was, I started looking at like, who's the promoter? Who are everybody talking to? Who's the artist, everybody, you know? So once I seen who the promoter was, I was like, hey, can I get down one of these events? He like, man, my next event is called Best Rapper in Texas. I'm like, well, what's that? He like, well, shit, you pretty much come through, you perform a couple songs out of all the acts, you know, whoever win the prize, woo woo. So I'm like, all right, bet, you know, my first one I come through, I go make it to the final round, end up losing to a nigga. I was like, man, hell nah. So I was pissed. I was the last nigga to leave the building that day. So the next go round I came through, I won 3 times in a row, and they ended up retiring a nigga, and I couldn't come back no more. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck I'm gonna do? So I'm making my buzz every time I go. With the event getting bigger and bigger, it's like a lot of buzz. This Doughbeezy nigga. So
how often did this event occur?
That I don't want to lie about. I want to say it was like every month maybe, or every other month, some type of shit. I don't want to lie. I can't remember that. But when it was over and they retired me, it was like, well, shit, you can't come back no more. Pretty much. SF2 start, they was like, I heard about this event called Kickback Sundays. So it was way on the north side. I was like, I'm on the side, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't get out there. So the first 3 weeks, I kept hearing about a nigga named Cab. It's a big nigga up there eating. They like, nigga, you need to get up there. So I jump on Twitter. I'm like, I'm hearing it's a nigga named KB. I tell the nigga, you know, out there eating. I'm like, tell him the South Beach Beast gonna be on the way. You know what I'm saying? So he tweet me back, you know, nigga, bring your ass out here, nigga. You gonna get ate up. You know what I'm saying? So how Kickback is you know, you come through, you perform a song, and it'll be like 20 people on the list, but after every like 5 people, they have a cipher. You know what I'm saying? So the ciphers was the big thing of the event. So when I came, you know, after the 3rd week, I seen Cab. I'm talking about big ass nigga. He just
dude, like 6'3", he huge.
I mean, that bitch trying to hold my own. So he rap. I'm like, oh, that nigga hard. I rap. I just look at his face. You know what I'm saying? And after that night, everything just linked. But so after that first day, everybody was like, man, this Doughbeezy nigga hard, he hard. So the next week I came, during that week, I had heard somebody, I had called Win and T, I had got my music, and somebody was like, he want a demo. So I got a demo CD, got 5 songs, put them on the CD, and I was like, instead of just doing one, I'm gonna get them pressed up professionally and just get 100 of them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I sent it to the people for T.I. The nigga ended up going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So I got these 99 CDs in the second week of Kickback Sundays. Get them hoes out or whatever. The 3rd week I come back, I pull in the parking lot, whole parking lot jamming that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
That's when I start feeling like it's going down, because it's like, nigga, I ain't never pulled up nowhere and niggas listening to my music. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Right after that, shit, I met the score. It was the score more. The Mike Meeks, the promoter nigga, was selling tickets at SF2. So he would pull up every Kickback Sunday and just peep who got the talent. He would see the numbers I would bring, people just coming just to see the ciphers, whatever. So the Yellow Wolf show. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm selling tickets at Kickback Sundays. The 90 people. It's all just full circle. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Best rapper in Texas, win that, Kickback Sundays, score more. Now I'm going from the nigga that people just seeing rapping in ciphers to the nigga that's opening up at all these shows at Warehouse Live and going on tour. So
he
now
was always opening up at Warehouse Live.
Exactly, man, bro. To this day, bro, I could walk around that bitch like it's home, because I done performed there so much. I done built a relationship with niggas from the staff, the bar, to people that take out the trash. I walk through that bitch. I made sure I talk to everybody. So now I got a relationship with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
It makes sense, though.
Big shout out to Sasha again. You know, he put me in a position to where I can really, you know, gain. So all this shit is just happening back to back to back. And you know, Kickback Sundays came. I dropped the demo. Then I start going on the road, and that's when. And then I dropped Reggie Bush and Kool-Aid during that era.
Yeah,
shit just
that was
took
an
off.
awesome mixtape.
Niggas took off. And then Backdoor Blue Magic, and that's my grill. Everybody remember me from Blue Magic.
Yeah.
Like, that's my grill, and shit. That's when I felt like shit was popping.
So now what's the plans? Like now that you got, because you said you want to start to branch out. You're saying, look, when I don't want to say in your
That nigga
prime,
Cab
but
just joined to my bad. I'm sorry. We just finished talking about
That's awesome. We were just talking about you.
but I definitely don't want to say
I
like
was here last week.
You said in my prime, but it's not an in my prime thing. It was just early on when stuff was hot. You were like, I should have planted seeds more places.
You so nice.
So
you so nice. It was
no,
my prime.
no.
If I stop today and retire,
That'd be your prime.
that'll be my prime.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Now, what I do be telling niggas is I'm getting my second win right now. A lot of niggas don't get a second win, especially in the Houston. It's hard as fuck to come up in Houston. It's even harder to come back up. Once you lose your buzz, niggas be out of there. So I think I'm catching my second win. So with that, learn everything I learned in trial and error and learning from my mistakes. I think this go around is where a nigga gonna win at. Plus the city is in the best place it's ever been. I think we shining more even from steel tipping days. You know what I'm saying? 2004.
Absolutely.
I feel like Houston is the most on fire now than it's ever been.
Oh yeah,
On a larger scale.
All of Texas, we are doing it.
Texas is killing. Yeah. All of Texas. It ain't even just Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the other thing because we always talked about. I was like, we always think that Houston has just the most long-term talent. I mean, it rivals that of like New York. Where I'm saying like Devin the Dude dropped a song, a whole album this summer. It's jamming. Like that's literally it. Like just dropped it. Like we're talking about at least 4 or 5 generations of rappers that can still function and release stuff.
I mean, Scarface
in the city.
Like goodness, man.
Scarface and Willie D running for council. If they win
No,
city
man.
council and drop an album, it'd be crazy. But
Said this shit on that King of Houston. We the city that got them ghetto boys who run for office, nigga.
exactly, exactly. And so that's one of those things where I'm like, Houston is a little bit different in terms of that. But why do you think it's been so difficult? And before you said it's hard for Houston to come up. What are your thoughts on that?
It's the market.
Okay.
Everybody always be like, Houston need to be more like Atlanta. Bro, I don't want to hear that shit ever again, bro. That shit is so poo and trash, bro. That shit is an excuse, my nigga.
Absolutely.
Atlanta is Black Hollywood.
Yeah.
They have labels.
Absolutely.
They have multimedia places. You shoot movies there, everything. Houston, we don't have that. You feel what I'm saying? Biggest label that we've ever had here was Rap-A-Lot. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they prided themselves on the home soil. You feel what I'm saying? It was independent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The independent mind frame. You talking about LA, New York, these are huge markets. Houston has never been like that.
Nah, not as far as music, no.
I always tell when we talk about this type of shit, I say there's a music, it's two different things, the music industry and the music scene. LA, Atlanta, New York, that's the music industry. Houston is a music scene. You feel what I'm saying? You come here, you get your bag, you get the fuck. Niggas been doing it for years. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna come here and get signed. You feel what I'm saying? Because they not here. So that's my whole thing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big. Like when niggas be on that, we need to be like Atlanta. My nigga, do you know how many other cities say that? Do you know how many other cities say they city don't support? Nigga, it's niggas in Atlanta saying that. Nigga, if you look at Atlanta, the niggas that supporting each other is the niggas with the bag. Niggas in the same tax bracket is fucking with each other. And
that's
then of course, you know, I can't give credit and say that the streets do fuck with the streets. Like the DJs is going in the clubs, they for sure have some type of system out there that's working for them. You feel what I'm saying? But that's not even the state of Georgia. That's one city. How many cities do we have in America? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do the ratio to that versus how many other cities it has our same problems. You feel what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
I don't want to hear that excuse no more. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So it's niggas in Chicago, Detroit
Miami,
that ain't got
all of them,
shit.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But they making do what they doing. They popping. It's just we gotta find our niche. And I feel like right now we in the best place ever.
I think it's starting to click together now. Like
Yeah.
I really do think it's starting to click together now. And like you said, we're not like a media city. You know, like people. If you in New
It's
York,
not an industry here though.
if you're in New York, you can walk down the street, literally
Yeah.
walk down the street and get
Go
on
to
an
the biggest
international
record,
radio
yeah.
station.
Another example I always give.
Like yeah,
Houston, you could sell out Warehouse Live, the big room, 1,500 people. The next week, sell out House of Blues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The big room. And then gotta wake up and be at work the next fucking day.
Yeah.
You
You're
feel
right.
me?
You're right.
But in
You're
LA
right.
or New York, you sell out SOBs. You can't tell me the next day, 0.3 miles up the street at Def Jam or fucking Universal or whatever, they not gonna be hearing about this nigga that just sold out the fucking biggest venue in the city. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Niggas gonna be like, who is this nigga?
Absolutely.
Let's do our research. And if you do your research on a nigga like Doughbeezy or a nigga like DeLorean, you feel what I'm saying? You gonna be like, oh, this nigga, he got a fan base and a following. Oh, he got like a cult following type.
Yeah.
Oh, and his music jamming. Oh, and he got merch.
Yeah.
He
got merch videos.
Oh, all we got to do is just put a little machine behind this nigga.
Yeah.
They have that there, and that's no excuse for us. That's just mean we got to get the fucking start playing.
You just got to know how to do it.
You
Because that's the other thing too. It's like you run across so many artists in Houston that have that, and a whole catalog. Like anybody can pick them up. It's like I have 8 albums with videos.
Ain't no artist development bit.
Yeah,
we just need the budget.
Yeah,
feel what I'm saying?
These
really other niggas need artist development, and ain't nothing wrong with it. I really feel like that's a lost art in the industry right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's why niggas is here and gone because they not developed as an artist. But in Houston, bitch, we already fully developed.
Yeah,
you get I almost said a bitch like if I was talking to my niggas, but you know what I'm saying. Much respect to the queen of the city right now, Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah. She's developed. You feel what I'm saying? She needed the bag. She was already ready. 1501 came through, put a little fuel behind that fire, and when 300 came through and put that real machine behind that bitch, they didn't have to do shit but give her the budget to look how she want to look and move how she want to move. You feel what I'm saying?
And it made sense.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
In Houston, we don't need no fucking artist development. We already developed. We just need the bag and the right team. You know what I'm saying? That's another problem we have in Houston. There's too many best friend managers and teams and shit. If you're gonna do that, make sure y'all taking the proper steps to learn the industry right, and then start moving around out this motherfucker.
Speak on it.
Y'all niggas don't have y'all teams right, and that's why y'all not going to the championships, and myself included. When I say y'all, I'm speaking on myself included.
Damn. That was perfect. That was a bar. That was your humble opinion right there. That was your humble opinion. That's perfect.
So, at this point now, what is it that you have going on in the future? Like, what albums we got coming out, videos we got coming out?
Man, y'all gonna be mad at me when I tell y'all this, man. My next album is fully produced by Pug Tunes. He was supposed to come up here with me.
Oh man, he was gonna be here again. We love Pug.
He said it. He said, man, hey, fuck with me up there, man.
Oh no, we do.
No, we really do.
Even on my page, anytime I post, I'll be like, "Yo, Pug, my favorite producer." He always respond. That's my guy, man.
Bro, he helping bring news.
I said Pug is gonna mess around and make a Chronic.
Yeah,
like I'm telling you, like so with enough, we keep running the rappers. Like, yeah, I'm doing stuff.
I ain't gonna lie. International Ballroom, produced by Pug by DeLorean, is the best album to come out the city since. Ain't no harder album came out this bitch. When was Killer's the Black Power tape? Was that before or after that?
I think that was before the Hotel Lorraine.
Before that, other than that, there's no album touching that in the last 5-6 years, bro. Coming
International
from Houston,
Ballroom came first, and then and
it's just because the way DeLorean moves, it's like, okay, the tape came out, and now I got another one that's gonna come out, and I'm gonna bid these decks, and like he grinds out. We was getting in arguments
at Plug House, bro. We getting in arguments, bro. I'm telling, bro, you need to do this, you need to do that, well, why you ain't doing, man, nigga, nah, fuck that, nah, you need to do this, you need to wait to drop. I'm trying to give all the opinions. It got to the point, though, I don't want to hear no more advice, nigga. I don't want to hear no more advice.
But every time I played that album for anybody, they've all it's a stopper. Like people will stop and be like, "What is that?
What is this? For real?
What is this?"
It's not an album, bro. Bitch, a movie.
I play a lot. It is a soundtrack. It brings you back to literally going there. I mean, not the ad libs. The samples and the interludes, like just rolling up to it. It reminds me of going to the International Ballroom.
Best type, but.
And it's the same way that Dr. Dre and Snoop, when they got the Chronic, they're encapsulating the time period. They're literally saying, like, this is like you feel like, oh, this is what y'all do. Like, this is L.A. Like, right now, when we would listen to, like, Wu-Tang stuff, it's like, oh, okay, this is Staten Island.
Yeah.
Like, Staten Island is this. DeLorean's project is like, this Houston.
Now, imagine that bitch dropping in L.A. Somebody, a culture city like Houston, so cultural. And what they did, imagine something like that, but in L.A.
If DeLorean was from LA, he'd be Nipsey.
You feel what I'm
Hussle.
saying? So listen.
Yeah.
And let's say the Dre here is like a Slim Thug. Slim so reachable and he's so tapped into what's going on. We done been at Slim house when it ain't fucking with music. Yeah. So imagine having that relationship with somebody like a Dre, and then they drop something like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like
absolutely. The
opportunity would be crazy because the city gonna get behind it so much because they gonna want the whole world to hear that cultural project. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But here, it's just people don't even know. It's not even the fact that they hear it and they hating on it or don't want to support or nigga can't get a repo. It's like niggas just don't know. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like if niggas, if this was an industry and we had a machine like these big cities got, because we a big city, but we don't have that machine. If we had that, bro, it'd be so many niggas about.
But I think it's gonna start developing. I think naturally it's just got to develop because we are. I think the biggest problem is we are a big city, but we operate like a small town in some.
It ain't happening, bro. It ain't happening to him.
I mean, plus we don't need the machine right now because look at this. You got the machine right there in your phone. That's why people is blowing up. I mean, the biggest rapper in the United States is from Houston, Texas. One of the other biggest rappers, even though he had a murder case, had a huge song, was from El Paso. We had last year the biggest rapper of that year was from Dallas. Like Texas, period. We're doing it. You don't need the machine. You have the phone.
You had the resources for
now you can push where you're at and like you have the talent.
The phone's letting you get around of a lot of machine stuff. Not to say that it's still not necessary.
It's still
the
necessary.
The phone is letting you get.
It
cuts a lot of stuff out.
I mean, remember recording and going to a big studio back in the day. Now it's a dude. You could basically do it on your what is his name?
You could do it.
Madlib did it on the
iPad.
Pug uses.
I know
old school stuff.
No, he has a lot of old stuff, but I'm just saying you can do this.
Yeah, Pug a different breed. You can't even
he really is.
You can't even mention.
That's why that sound is so.
Them textures, Pug and
that
Donnie,
sound is so pure.
Pug and Donnie Houston.
Yeah,
I'll be like,
shout out Donnie Houston too,
boy.
Yeah, you can record in an open room, bro. You send that bitch to Bruce Banger. I can't remember, bro, right now that everybody else go to, but everybody know I'm talking about. You either go to Bruce Banger, bro, and. It had that shit sounding like magic. You can record that bitch in the closet and shit. It's gonna sound like it came out of Universal Studios.
That's perfect, man. We don't want to get too deep into mixes, but once again, we're here with, of course, me, Carlton Banks. We had our guest. I'm not co-host.
Co-host.
Yeah, I was like, how'd I forget? Like, come on. We have our co-host, Just Divine,
and of course. We have Doughbeezy, man. We appreciate you
really
coming out. Honestly, we probably could have talked for another hour.
Yeah. But, long-winded too. I'm long-winded, baby. We'd have been in this bitch all night.
We could have talked for another hour, but we really appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, boys. Thank y'all for letting me eat. Have my dinner. I couldn't eat with baby today, so thank y'all for letting me.
He made it work.
My seafood boil up here. You know what I'm talking about?
He really did. He ate the whole thing. It was dope.
With the Beezy butter sauce.
It's better than crack sauce. Better than crack sauce, man. But that was pretty good. Once again, we're coming from, in my humble opinion, where the opinions are humbled and the thoughts aren't jumbled. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right. I still can't believe you hate Wendy's.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to get I should have got a story on air. Those first